1 year ago, I decided to leave America for good and move to Europe, and that day has finally come. So join me as I share with you the process of packing up your apartment, moving your stuff out and into storage, and shipping it across the ocean, and the costs. So comment below all your moving abroad questions, and let's get started because time is ticking.
Good morning. Happy Sunday. We are about 5 weeks out from my move to Europe, and today it's time to start tidying the house, downsizing things. It's actually way beyond time to start doing this, but life has been busy, so we're here now. We're gonna do it. I have here with me on my Apple books, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. I did this process 3 years ago before I moved to England, and now I'm doing it again. So I will link to this book in the description, but what I like about it is it helps you downsize your belongings by category. So today we're going to start with tops, then bottoms, then any clothes from your closet. So you start with folded clothes from drawers, then go to the closet, then socks, underwear, bags, accessories, specific types of clothing like uniforms, swimsuits, things like that, and then shoes. So let's start piling all of the clothes on a pile on the bed. We're gonna go through the pieces one by one. Don't worry, we'll speed this up for you. I don't know how many hours it's going to take today, but I'm ready. Technically, it's best to start this process at like 5 or 6 in the morning so that you can be done by earlier in the day, but we're just gonna make it happen. Now, the idea here is to just pile everything onto your bed or in your living room and then go through each piece one by one and decide if this shirt still represents you as a person, if it brings you joy, and if it's something that you want to bring with you to a different country. So this is a lot harder than it sounds, actually, and that's why we start with the t-shirts first, because it's easier to discard t-shirts than it is to discard your books and photos. So we start with the easiest categories and then we go to the most difficult categories, so it kind of warms up your discarding items muscle. So this doesn't even look like that much. I've got a lot of like stuff from suitcases and in the laundry, so we'll just start here and we'll keep going. Okay, so I have finished my shirts, and we definitely have more in the trash bag than we have on the bed, so I think that's a win. You know, it's weird how sentimental it is discarding clothes. There's so many t-shirts that I found from, I don't know, special events and things where people gave me shirts, and also I found stuff from literally high school in the 90s. I used to be a sponsored surfer, and I still have shirts from this brand of Maddox that used to give me free clothing when I was 16. So I have shirts here that are 30 years old, and they're so comfortable, but I know it's time to let go of them. I know, it really is emotional. So we're going to continue with different categories of clothing and see how many items we've discarded by the end of the day. Okay, I'm down to this many jeans, shorts, pants. Okay, it's 1 p.m. I've gotten through all of my clothes, and I have 2 trash bags of stuff. I also have a sleeping bag and this bag. I'm running out of steam, so I'm gonna eat lunch and then continue with toiletries, and then I think books and paperwork come after that. Good morning. Now it's time for the hardest part, discarding books.
Now, I am an author. I love writing. I love books. I have books at my parents' house. I have books in my storage unit. I have books here, and it's time to discard them. So, why is it so hard to discard books? Well, books can have sentimental value. You might have bought a book that you want to reference later. You might have bought a book that you want to read again, that you have notes in if you're like me and you highlight everything and take a lot of notes. And there's books that you bought that you haven't read yet. So what you need to do is take all of your books out of the bookcase, put them on the ground, clap, wake up the energy, because books that are on your bookshelf can remain dormant. So we need to wake up the books, put them on the ground, touch the books, touch the covers of the books, hold them one by one, and decide if this book sparks joy and if you want to keep it. So I've been dreading this moment, but the truth is I really haven't read a lot of the books I intended to read this year because, let's face it, life is busy. And I have been doing a lot of audiobooks, but some years I read about a book a week. Other years it's more like a book a month. And I don't even know this year. I've probably read about 10 books plus 10 audiobooks maybe, but that's low for me. So anyway, we're going to part with the books. I'll tell you guys a couple of my favorites. Obviously, Moving Abroad for Dummies, my book. I have a few of these I can ship out to people, so I don't need so many copies. This book, For Deep Thinkers Only, it's about culture. I think I've read it 3 times and I will never get rid of it. So one of my YouTube subscribers recommended that I read this, and I thank him for it. Another one recommended by a subscriber was The Wanderer. This is one I haven't read, but I think I will read this one because I'm really interested. Oh my God, this book is really good. How to Break Up with Your Phone. It really works. I highly recommend it. Oh, this book, A Calendar of Wisdom, my client Deb gave me this. Thank you, Deb. I have read the whole thing. I've marked a lot of pages in it, but it's a daily book, so it's good to read 1 page a day. This book is quite funny, How to Invent Everything. It took me forever to read it. It's very scientific, very dense. Some good information here in case you get stuck in a time machine in the in the past, and you have to recreate humanity by yourself. You're going to need this book. Oh, I love this one. The Vagabond's Way by Rolf Potts. This is another daily 366 meditations on wanderlust, discovery, and the art of travel. Really makes you think. Rolf is a good friend of mine, also one of my writing coaches, but cool guy. And there was one other one I wanted to show you. Oh, this one. This book, Make a Name for Yourself. This is the book that first gave me the idea and the concept that you can have a personal brand. I didn't even know what a personal brand was until I read this book, but it's 8 steps every woman needs to create a personal brand strategy for success. I would say it goes for any gender, but wow, this book was so significant. And back in 2017, when I first started my YouTube channel, bought a camera for the first time, I had this book in mind, started writing on Medium. I was like, I need to share what I know. I need to share who I am. And thank you, Robin Fisher, because it's a great book. I think I'll keep this one. Okay, I had to share this because someone, at a wellness event I went to, I got this Oracle deck, and I think I've maybe used it once. And I just decided to shuffle the cards and ask a question. So I asked the universe, I said, okay, what message do I need to receive for my journey ahead? And this is what I got. Ancestral Healer. It says, your ancestors are overjoyed to see that you have broken the pattern of limitations that they had to overcome. Your life is built upon the lessons of those who have come before you. The success of who you are is an honoring of them. They celebrate you. Affirm. I am creating a new lineage of success in my ancestral lineage. I honor my ancestors by being happy. Wow. As many of you know, my whole reason for going is to honor my ancestors, is to reconnect with my roots back in Romania, is to learn the language, is to reinstate my citizenship and our family lineage. And it is just so baffling to pull this card out of a whole deck of cards. So that is so cool. I'm going to leave it out. I mean, look how many options I had, and I pulled that one. So special energies here. So Marie Kondo recommends not to open any of the books that you're discarding, but I have kind of been breaking that rule. But I found that I wrote in The Slight Edge, which I don't know which year I read this book, but it was in 2005 that it was published. It says, well, I won't read everything, but my dream for my life is to be known as someone who helped guide the general population into the future of work and lifestyle design and living abroad. That's wild. I mean, I hope that I'm doing that. I forgot that I wrote that down, but to be someone who's known for helping people change their lives, essentially, is why I have this YouTube channel, why I have my relocation company, why I do what I do every day. So it's so surreal to look back and see things that you wrote maybe 10 years ago and see that they've all come true. Like almost everything I wrote in this book has already happened. Not everything, but like 85% of what I wrote down so many years ago has already come true. So it's interesting. Time is an interesting thing. Okay. Donation, keeping. But I probably need to go through this again because this seems like too many books, but we made progress. So it's almost 5 p.m. It's been a long day of organizing books, cables, papers, and I think I'm about done for the day. I found so many electric converters. So one of the techniques with Marie Kondo is to put everything of each type all together. So you'll see how many cables you have and how many of each thing you have. Here we have every electrical converter, all of these cables, hard drives. And probably the most interesting thing I discovered was this paper. It says, make a decision. And on the first 2 pages were this is so old. Like this is from, I'm pretty sure my mom got this for me in college. Decision importance level, best case scenario, worst case scenario, gut feelings, intuitive conclusion. I actually just threw them away, but I found some papers that were on the top from 2022 when I was deciding to leave Miami after the pandemic. And I did leave. I left for almost 2 years, and then I came back, which was supposed to be for 3 months, and then it turned into another 2 years. So it was like the universe reminding me why I'm leaving, because I've wanted to leave pretty much since I got here in 2020. Not since I got here, but I would say since 2021. Then I left in 2022. Then I was in Europe for a couple of years and I came back, but I think it's just like a sign that this is the right thing for me to do. I've been wanting to go back to Europe permanently for years, and then now I'm doing it. So it's 36 hours until the move, would you say? Yeah, about 36 hours until we move. And this is what my apartment looks like. It's insane. Oh my God. So I would say I'm feeling like everything's gonna work out, but it's gonna get worse before it gets better. Everything has to be taken apart to be able to organize it properly. But luckily my mom is here to help. She doesn't want to be on the video, but she's helping me. So we're making progress. Okay, 24 hours before the move, and things are a little bit more organized today. I need to work for most of the day, but then in the afternoon we're going to finish packing everything up, and then the movers will be here at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Make a few trips to Goodwill,
and I think we'll get there. Okay, the movers will be here in 3 minutes. I'm eating my last breakfast out on my balcony. It's such a nice spot here in Miami. I really will miss this exact apartment in this location, but I've never let stuff or a place or a house or a building hold me back. So I'm looking forward to the future, and we're pretty organized. Okay, it is almost 1 p.m. on, what's today? Tuesday, and pretty much done. It feels very sad, but exciting. Yeah, really loved living here. Great memories, but on to new things, new adventures. Okay, the movers from one relo will be here in 2 hours, so I'm just going to give it one last look around my storage unit and make sure that I have the appropriate separation between what I'm going to ship over the ocean, what I'm going to bring with me to St. Augustine, to my parents' house, and what I'm going to bring with me on the plane. So we got this. These 2 suitcases are the ones I'm bringing, and then these are books and journals for storage in St. Augustine, and this is trash. Okay, I think this is everything. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna guess that it's about 100 to 200 cubic feet, maybe like 150. I think it would be pretty hard to get everything to fit into one 100 cubic foot crate, but I am shipping it in a container, so it doesn't really matter. It's just a matter of cost, really. I think the most stressful part is just knowing that certain things I'm parting with for the next 1 to 2 months, but it's just like thinking ahead as to what I will need over the next 2 months, including electronics, cameras, things like that. So it's just a lot of micro decisions that ultimately add up to being done. So I will share with you guys all of the different shipping quotes that I received, and also how much they were and how long it would take to get there, and hopefully that helps you on your journey. The gentlemen from one relo have arrived, and they're going to pack up what's left of my stuff. So it's been about an hour and a half, and we're almost done. Anything that is fragile, they need to check it and look for the serial number, take a picture of that, and then mark anything that is very valuable. So things that are about $100 per pound in value, like artwork, electronics, things like this, they need to put in the inventory separately. Okay, it's a little bit more than I expected, so I'm kind of afraid of the price going up a lot, but time will tell. Mission accomplished for today.
Thanks for joining me on this journey. Click here to watch the next video in my Moving Abroad series.